Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another great school year. I took the summer off and relaxed. Hope you did too. Let's get right back into it and talk about line plots. Organizing data. There are many ways to do it. Stem and leaf plots, line plots, pictograms, stuff like that. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to focus on the line plot. With that, I need a set of data, which I have right here. Now, this set of data is the number of donuts eaten in a week. And we're just going to assume that these donuts were eaten by any random hypothetical teacher. Okay? Taking a look at my data, the first thing I'm going to do when I want to organize it is organize it from least to greatest. So I'm going to start with my lowest number, which is a 19. And then I see I've got 19 and a half 2 days. Wonder what happened there, why you couldn't finish the other half of that donut. Then I've got 1, 2, 3 20s. And then 21. Now I know you're thinking, how did somebody eat this many donuts? Well, I'll tell you how, you don't know this teacher, but I know him pretty well, and it's totally possible. Anyway, data is organized. Gonna make a line plot. What do I do next? Draw a line. I'm gonna take my line. Now when I'm organizing and setting up my line plot, the first number on my line plot has to be the lowest. And since I've already put my data in order from least to greatest, I know my lowest is 19. And obviously then on my other end, I gotta have my highest, which is gonna be 21. Next, it's important that I take a look at my data and I represent all of my numbers on this number line. And I see that I've got a half in here, so I know I'm gonna have to put in the halves on these. First, I know halfway between 19 and 21 is 20, so I'm gonna put that. And now I know the fractional representation I have on here is a half. So I'm going to take each whole number and divide it in half. So between 19 and 20, right in half, that's 19 and a half. And then between 20 and 21, I'm going to put 20 and a half. Now I know my data doesn't say 20 and a half on there, but I just like to keep that consistency when making my number lines. It really helps keep me organized. Now I just have to represent my data and my line plot's going to be done. So the first thing I do is 19. I've got 119. I'm going to put 1x up there. I've got 19 and a half next. I got 1, 2, 2 19 and a halves. Put 2 19 and a halves up there. 20, I've got 1, 2, 3. 3 20s. 1, 2, 3 20s. I don't have any 20 and a halves, and that's fine. I just draw nothing above it. And then finally, I have 121. And with that, my line plot is done. Now, you may have follow-up questions about this. Questions I like to always ask are, what is the range of this data set, or what is the spread? What is the difference between the least and the greatest? And again, I'm going to look at my least, I'm going to look at my greatest, and I'm going to subtract those two numbers. My greatest is 21, and I'll subtract my least, which is 19, and I'll get 2. And now I know that the range or the spread of my data is going to be 2. Another quick one you could throw in there is mode. What is the mode of this data? Mode is another word for the most. Which data value is represented the most? And on this one, super easy on a line plot. I'm just going to look for the most x's. The most x's are here are 20. So I know my mode is going to be 20. Now you could also go through and you could do the mean of the data, which is again the fair share, which is perfectly fine. You could do the median of the data. What is the middle number? And again, for the median, we would just look at the end, and we're just take our steps in, and we know that dead center between the lowest and the highest is 20. The median of this data is going to be 20. Now, another day, we're going to go and get into mean, median, mode, and range and focus on those specifically. But for today, it was just constructing the line plot, making sure you set it up from least to greatest to get started when you're looking at your data, and then going from there. Again, if you have any questions, want any follow-up, let me know, and I'll get back to you. Have a good one. See you guys again soon.